Yeah, 1960, I qualified for it in the 100 free. I was still a freestyler. I was like 15 years old. Um, and yeah, I was amazed to watch all these swimmers. I remember Andy Devine, the cowboy guy. His son swam against me. His name was Dennis Devine. Um, I swam right next to him in the 100 free. Uh, I mean, you're talking about the guys from Michigan, the guys from Indiana, guys from the United States Navy. They'd send a team. It was mind blowing. The people that you read about, here they are. They had a lighting system in there that lit the whole pool, all the pools up like it was a baseball diamond at night. We got to swim at night. We worked out till 9, 10 o'clock before the trials. So, we're working all morning, 6:30 to about 11 when they let the public in the pool. And then we'd swim 2 to 3. And then we'd come back at 7 when they cleared the pool, and we'd swim to 9, 9:30. And that was our routine in that 1960 deal. I remember Donna de Varona. She got a gold medal in the 400 medley relay in 64, but she almost drowned in the pool in 1960. She was really a cutie back then at about 13 years old. I think she was the youngest competitor. She went on to be a commentator on Wild World Sports on the swimming.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, long time. I think the one thing that stands out for me, there was a swimmer from the United States Navy that had an appendectomy problem the night before he was to swim. And they rushed him in. His appendix had burst, and they rushed him into Ford Hospital, and they operated on him. And the rumor was that he got in around 10:30, and at 2:30 in the morning, he's swimming in the pool at Ford Hospital. So the next day is the qualifications for the 100, and I'm involved in this. But I'm also a lifeguard at the pool. At 15 years old, we were lifeguards there. They had 18, 20 lifeguards at this pool that were on the deck at all times because of so many kids. So I was privy to get in the guard office, and I watched this guy walk in and sit down in the preliminary area where they were signing us all in, and he's all bandaged up, completely bandaged all the way around. And I couldn't believe that he's going to swim. And he absolutely got up on that block, and he dove in very gingerly, and believe it or not, he qualified for the Olympics.
We're talking about Jeff Farrell, right?
I don't know his name. I know he swam for the United States Navy. The point was, when they got him out, they took him back into the guard room, and I was allowed to get in there. And the guard room was a pretty big place. They were replacing his bandages, and I saw his scar, and I looked at it, and I couldn't believe that it was almost completely healed. Completely healed. And I asked one of the guys, and they said, well, when you're in the shape you guys are in, you heal fast. So that was like an unbelievable thing that I saw with this guy. And he did make the team, and he went to Rome.
Believe it or not, that was when I asked Wiebeck for his biggest memory from the 60 trials. And he was like, look at the results. I didn't take last. I might be one guy. He was like, the thing I remember more than anything else. And he told me that same story, and just how amazing it was to see this guy swimming after an appendectomy. And there was some discussion that they might reserve a spot for him on the Olympic team regardless of what he did, and that he insisted, no, if I'm going to be on the Olympic team, I'm going to earn my way like everybody else. And it was really him that pushed his way through that there may have been some organizers that were trying to create a way for him, an easier path to make that Olympic team. And it was really he that pushed that story. It made an impact on Wiebeck. Let me ask you about him again as we kind of follow our conversation. You mentioned him earlier as a guy the first time you saw him. I think your words, he scared you, and he scared you for 4 years. Was he the standard, at least in your mind, in Detroit and Michigan swimming amongst these other guys, or did you not view it that way?
Yeah, to me, he was a star, and and I considered myself a star. I was a little bit above everybody else too. And, you know, I'm just getting into the idea that, hey kid, you got something that the other kid doesn't have, you know. And I hadn't swam with any kids on any of my teams in the beginning of junior high school that had any kind of, you know, God-given talent. And that's what Bob Ringel picked out right away. He knew that I was different, and he groomed me very slowly, like I said, with all the fundamentals. And he didn't worry about times. Times were going to come. I just want your stroke and all these little fundamental things. And when I started swimming against Wiebeck, and I got to put Jim MacMillan in there too, because boy, he was on fire too. He was probably 25, 30 pounds heavier than both of us. Wiebeck was a little taller. I was only like 5'9". I think Kenny was almost 6 foot or 5'11", and Jimmy MacMillan was even bigger. And MacMillan came from a swimming family too. His brother Fred was in the program before him, and he was a really good butterflyer in the public school system. Don't know what happened to him after that, but yeah, Kenny Wiebeck was a force to be reckoned with. And I knew every time we went together that he was going to touch me out or I was going to touch him out. And it was just, you know, like the best man wins, because we're both training hard at the time and doing what we're told. And it was just every time, either him, me, or MacMillan in any of those three races.